Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening? Welcome to another edition of the Player and the Fan.
I already knew it's going to be like a very somber, melancholy. Like,
you know what?
Yes, I feel it. I felt it.
I'm stuck over here. I ain't gonna lie. But I am yours truly, David Noel, the player, the coach, and we have my esteemed co-host, Miss Kiera. Look, Kiera, bro. First off, how you doing? How was your Christmas? How was your holiday? All that good stuff.
Was awesome. How was yours?
It was good. It was good. You said what?
You got some new shoes and stuff.
Oh, yeah. You know, I got the plug now.
Okay.
So if you need something, holler at me. I was thinking about doing a raffle or something for some shoes, that kind of deal.
Ooh.
You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens, though. But yeah, I got a plug now. So if you need something, holler at me. Slide in the DMs. Well, listen, I don't really know what to say. Like, I'm frustrated.
I know.
I'm upset. But the crazy part about it is I'm also hopeful.
Me too.
I'm also hopeful. But because I honestly said this at the beginning of the year, that we would have probably, what I say, 9, 10 losses.
No.
I might say 8, 9.
You said about 7, 8.
No. Well, okay. Well, I thought I said about 8, 9, but I just didn't think that they would pile up this quick. I thought they would be spread out over, a couple games.
Right.
But we reckon these L's up quick. We got. Last night was just. We just can't make no shots. We can't make threes. We have no shooters.
None.
And that's a problem.
Yeah. I don't even know where to begin, because the bad thing is you're hearing all these accolades and these expectations, and you're hearing about the great practices, and you're seeing the photos and the videos, and nothing is translating to game day.
You know, that's social media for you. That's how these kids get recruited and then get to your college and can't do what you need them to do. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what you're seeing right now. Social media. Yeah. We put all the highlights on social media. Yeah, we see the little dime pass from RJ to Walker Kessler. He dunking it backwards, all that kind of stuff. Then we get in the game. Where that at? Where that at? I mean, I guess they look good on offense in practice anyway because our defense so bad.
Yeah, that's what coach says.
Yeah. So it don't matter where we go. Offense gonna look good, especially when you break down the highlights.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw? Did you see? So again, remember we broke down film in the Kentucky game.
Yes.
And I told you I was talking about the back screen being set and all that kind of stuff and where it was being set, and Playtech got lucky.
Yeah.
You see what he did last night?
No. What do you know? Wait.
So I told you when that screen is set so low, it's a blind pass. Like I paused it and was like, Playtech don't know if he's open or not.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
So he did the same thing last night, and I said, here we go. I said, like, so when I look at these games, like I am upset with both the players and staff.
Yeah.
I'm upset with both players and staff because I truly feel like they do have a very, very talented team that isn't necessarily meeting expectations, and it's not solely on like the players, so to speak.
Right.
And that's and coach just said it. He has to do a better job, but I think doing a better job isn't necessarily, maybe changing the lineups. And I get that move. I absolutely get that move. You have to send a message, especially to your upperclassmen, if they aren't doing some of the things that you need them to do on the floor when it's time to do those things. You can do them all day in practice, but if it doesn't translate to game time, then that's a problem. But there are some adjustments that I still feel like coach needs to make, man. Yeah. And I think it'll help a little bit. It'll definitely help offensively. And it may even create some of the shots that we're getting to be more open versus tough. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Well, let's look at the loss by the numbers, because Carolina did not win. No one there were no double doubles. Bacot scored 14 points, 7 rebounds. 14 and 5. He's your only consistent player. And the next one was Leaky. He scored 10 and had 3. Yeah, there were only 8 fast break points, which is only 8.
So here's the thing. I think like if North Carolina can't score the ball, you can't not be able to score the ball and not defend.
Right.
That's gonna rack up losses all day.
Yeah.
So like we look at teams like Virginia. We know Virginia is going to control the pace of the game because they are going to defend you on the other end. But on the offensive end, they don't really put up a lot of points. Their bet is, we're gonna out defend you, and then we're gonna put up enough points to win the game because you're probably gonna shoot your lowest percentage that you've ever shot in the season against us. So that works for them. For North Carolina has always been this fast-paced, high-octane entity that we want to push the ball. So for us to slow down to this, like 67 points against Georgia Tech, which is ridiculous, honestly. And we had 76 against NC State, but again, man, like we aren't getting the ball out of the rim and pushing it like North Carolina teams do. And again, I think everything is just so tough for us when we're in our half-court offense that has to be a major part of our game. And then defensively, if we're not going to guard, okay, let's muck it up a little bit. And North Carolina tried to do that a little bit last night, but I think everybody is a step slow.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's a step slow, and that's costing us. And so I don't know if that's practice reps or whatever the case may be, but I heard Leakey's post-game interview, and he talked about, guys are being selfish. And sometimes when you think about being selfish, it's more so on the offensive end, but he was speaking like guys are being selfish defensively. First off, you're not understanding what we're doing. Second off, and that is selfish. That is very selfish. Like if I make a call and you're a step late, you're supposed to rotate over here. Like I'm watching clips and this dude's not even like giving the extra effort.
Yeah.
Like it's a dude just standing there. Like one rotation, he lined up for 3 and there ain't nobody running at him.
Yeah.
Like that ain't like that. One, that's not North Carolina basketball. But 2, that's not basketball, period. Right. I don't care what level you on. You don't just stand there and watch a joker shoot. And that's what they did all day yesterday.
So what about these 18 turnovers? Of course, that's an issue. Almost everybody had 3 that started, except for Day'Ron and who's this right here? Day'Ron and Kerwin, only ones that had 1.
Garrison had 1.
Pup and Walker
Kerwin had 1.
But everyone else, just how can you limit these turnovers? Is it like a ball handling skills? Do they need to practice that a little bit more? Because I saw one player just took the ball right out of Leaky's hands.
Yeah,
like literally.
And you know why he was able to do that? What's my favorite word for North Carolina's offense? Ding, 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 ding. Spacing. Like when they drive, like they trying to drive into, like they're driving into people.
Yeah.
Because the next guy is right here.
Yeah.
The other guy is right here. So yeah, let me try to go one-on-one right here. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. So I think those are where the turnovers are coming. And honestly, like as a coach watching this, I cringe. Like I cringe because I know, one, you know, I was coached by Coach Williams, so I understand his standard. I understand where that bar is set every single day. And even if I may disagree with some of the things that they do now, because, you know, in a coach's, like once you become a coach, you kind of build your own philosophy.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I took this from North Carolina, but I probably won't take that. You know, I don't like that. You pick and choose what you like. And if I, you know, was the coach, I would make this adjustment or that adjustment. But that's not what we can do. Like when we talk about a Hall of Fame coach, because he has done every single thing right. And it's just about trying to get the most out of these kids. So I can't question like what Coach Williams does, because again, he's a Hall of Fame coach. So I know it works. I played in it. We won a national championship with it. So it's about getting these guys to understand like earlier now, because again, I know we talked about the maturation process of, okay, once I'm a junior and a senior, I know exactly what to do. It's got to be, what game is this? Ninth game, it's got to be game 10 now for these freshmen. Like it can't go until sophomore year, because now you're going to be looking outside of the NCAA. Or maybe they'll change the room and let all rule and all, you know, D1 teams get in like they should. Oh, just for this year, I'm just saying. Well, that might be our only hope, the way this thing is going.
What will it take for everyone to buy in? How can Carolina progress? Because obviously there's something missing. So do they need to spend time together? Is there a need to be a team meeting? Like a players only meeting? What needs to happen for them to feel like a team?
They need to hold each other accountable. Players first, and then the coaches need to hold their butt accountable. Like Coach said, like that was cool. Yeah, we're not gonna start Garrison, but he's gonna get starter minutes. If you're trying to prove a point to Garrison Brooks, if you're trying to prove a point to Leaky Black, sit your butt down, and I might think about playing you. You trim it down. Trim you, like we played 10 players last night.
Yeah.
Puff and Walker, so like he played 6 and 8 minutes. So technically they really didn't play a lot. But here's the thing. So that means you have a top 8 rotation that you're using right now. If I got to, I'll cut it down to 6. Or if I want it, okay, don't worry about it. Garrison Brooks, if you don't want to do what you're supposed to do on the floor as the preseason ACC Player of the Year, and now mind you, I think Garrison played okay. Defensively, yeah, they had some lapses, but I'm speaking to Garrison and I'm speaking to Leaky because those were the guys that coach decided to take out of the starting lineup. So it's not me saying this to Garrison, but this is what I'm saying overall.
Yeah. If
you are going to prove a point to Garrison Brooks, okay, you ain't starting, but you dang sure ain't getting 29 minutes.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna start, so your minutes gonna turn into the 8, and then Walker Kessler gonna get them 29 minutes. Or Day'Ron Sharpe started and got 19. Okay, Day'Ron, you get them 29 minutes.
Yeah.
Walker Kessler, you get them 19. Garrison Brooks, you get them 8.
Yeah.
If we're gonna lose the game, I'm gonna lose the game proving a point. Yeah. You best believe that.
Absolutely.
So there's like, because at some point this has to click. We can't keep saying, oh, they freshmen, all COVID, oh, we ain't had no preseason. I'm done with that. We 9 games in. You done had plenty of practice time. Y'all ain't had no pause because of COVID. And you got another long one here coming because your game against Illinois is canceled.
Yeah.
I mean, not Illinois, Louisville is canceled.
Yeah.
So hey, if you don't come out the blocks next game, we as fans, we can go and cancel Christmas. Because I guarantee who we got next?
We got Miami.
If we don't play well against Miami, and Miami ain't bad either.
Yeah.
Like they ain't no cakewalks, so don't get that twisted. I think we got them at home, but which may help.
At Miami.
Oh, so again, so another one on the road. First 3 ACC games on the road.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But what you got to understand is y'all got to make sure y'all come out and play your tails off. And again, and mind you, it's not about the win or the loss. I don't care if they go down to Miami and they lose. They have to make sure they play North Carolina brand of basketball. And if they can play North Carolina brand of basketball, then it gives them more of an opportunity to win. North Carolina basketball ain't 18 turnovers.
Right.
North Carolina basketball ain't 2 fast break points.
Yeah.
They got to get back to North Carolina basketball. And it's pissing me off. Like this is ridiculous watching this mess.
So what message, not really what message, because I already kind of get it. How does this impact Caleb Love? Because he's a starter who didn't start. I mean, he still got his minutes. He finished off at 25, but still, we all know that Caleb is struggling. He went 3 for 10 yesterday, only had 8 points. Is it time to possibly put RJ at the point and switch Caleb off to the 2? Because obviously, so I mean, like you said, what do you do with Caleb? How do you fix Caleb? But I don't know if it's, I don't know.
So if we look at Caleb's game, what is he? He's a bucket getter, right?
He is.
He's supposed to be the guy that can get us a bucket. But when you can get us a bucket, what do you need to get us a bucket? You need space. Like, you need space, bro. So if that's not going to be the adjustment, switching him to the 2 ain't gonna do nothing. It's just gonna take the ball out of his hands.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the adjustment that needs to be made. If you can go get me a bucket, now mind you, again, North Carolina is an inside-out team. They play 2 bigs, high-low, all that kind of stuff. That's fine. That's dandy. Me personally, I think North Carolina has been most successful when they've had a guy like me at the 4 spot, Theo Pinsons, guys like that, like guys who can do multiple things. When you move like a Luke May, like your stretch 4-3 type dude that's playing the 4 spot.
Yeah.
Because we can do multiple things. But when you got 2 bigs that are the exact same, in Day'Ron Sharpe and Walker Kessler and Baycott and Garrison Brooks, all 4 of them are the exact same.
Yeah.
Neither one of them can actually stretch the floor enough to make the high-low work efficiently enough to where we need to be clogging up the paint for everything else not to happen. So if that's not the adjustment, Caleb Love is going to struggle the entire year. He just, and I don't want to say, now mind you too, again, this is high level basketball. You're in the ACC, you're in North Carolina. Everybody gunning for you every single game.
Yeah.
No matter how good or bad North Carolina is, you are a major circle on their schedule. So people are gunning for Caleb Love. Like people want to play against Caleb Love. He just got to accept the challenge. And hopefully, you know, things will start to fall for him. I mean, he made a couple shots last night, but again, 3 for 10, ain't cutting it.
All right. So what is your ideal lineup for Carolina? What would be the most efficient and effective?
Honestly, if you're only going to play Walker Kessler 8 minutes, I think just chop that up. I would go. It's hard for me to say not to start Baycott and Garrison.
Yeah.
Because you have Day'Ron Sharpe. So let's say you start Garrison and you move Leaky to the 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then you play small with Caleb, RJ, Kerwin, Leaky, Garrison. Now it starts to fall into that realm of, okay, we bring Baycock off the bench, and now we put Garrison on the bench. But now where does Day'Ron fit in? So at some point, they got to go back to their big lineup. You see what I'm saying? So even if you start that way, yeah, you might can get a good 5 minutes out of it. It's kind of the reverse of what they had in like 2000, what was that, 16, 17 with or it maybe it was 18. I think it was 18 with Luke May when Garrison was the only big that was, you know, doing something. And we put Luke and then we put Luke at the 5. You know what I'm saying? So we went small.
Yeah.
So it was kind of the reverse of that. You see what I'm saying? But going small, it helped us on the offensive end, but it was very tough for us on the defensive end, especially when we played against bigs or teams who had bigs.
Right.
That's why we got eliminated by Texas A&M that particular year, because they had the bigs to be able to, you know, combat that small lineup. That was really the best lineup that North Carolina had.
All right. So, you know, looking at pictures, and Carolina really hasn't said anything about it officially, but, you know, we've already know that Sterling and Ant are at least participating on half court practices.
Mm-hmm.
Because they look like they're coming back soon, within like the next couple months, at the latest, I'd say February, at least for Ant.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the fuzzy do they even fit in? Like, where?
They'll fit in.
Especially Sterling, because I mean, you now
Sterling. Being honest, Sterling does not fit. You will fit Anthony Harris, because now, but that will take probably all of Puff will probably not play from here on out once Ant gets back.
Damn. Yeah.
Like I told y'all from the season, I told you from the beginning of the season we were too deep. Like we're way too deep, and that's okay. That's okay, because everybody isn't a one and done on this team. Like that's okay. You develop those guys, but that's the other thing. If Puff Johnson is sitting on the bench for a whole year, is he developing? Is he developing in practice? Is he developing in the summer? Like, is he developing? So are we going to get the same Puff Johnson next year that we had this year?
I don't think Cam will let that happen.
Are you right? Yeah. But that ain't Cam's job.
It's not, but
he does not have an office in the University of North Carolina coaching staff or coach's office.
You're right, but I don't see him letting his brother just, you know, fall through the cracks.
Right. Okay. So does Kerwin have a Cam as a brother?
We were talking about Puff.
No, but my point is, does Walker Kessler have a Cam as a brother?
No.
Like, does he have a big brother that's in the NBA that plays the same position that, you know, I can go to Phoenix and work out with him with his private trainer?
I mean, they could ask, probably.
Absolutely. But
no, you're right. No, they don't.
All right, then. So yes, Puff may develop. We'll see about everybody else.
I can't stand you.
So it's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
So, okay, we have like a ton of fan questions, and
I like it. Let's get to them.
You know,
because I know they got questions.
They do.
Hey,
so
I even got questions, so I know they got questions.
So we're not going to do a Dino's film breakdown. Instead, we're going to dive into questions, because this is like a podcast of questions. There's just so many, and David is just so vast with knowledge, and we're going to just wreck his brain. The first question is from Rye Lamar. Just easy. What do you think of last night's lineup, the starting lineup with you had Kerwin, RJ, Dayron, Armando.
So I'll say this. We started better.
We had 3 turnovers in 2 minutes.
Right. We started better as far as not being down 20.
Yeah.
But so that's really all that I can say, because if here's my thing. I think there's a lack of leadership right now. Because I can't and I think back to my time in North Carolina. I can't see ever a time where I feel like I would have been in that position that Garrison and Leakey were in last night. Like, had Coach pulled me off of that floor or out of the starting lineup, like, that'd have been a big problem. Big problem.
But you know what's funny? I think this, and I don't know if it's because maybe I've grown to like know a little bit of y'all more personally, but I can't imagine any of y'all being okay with that. Like, the type of players that y'all were, like,
yeah.
my God, like even just thinking about when Rashad was benched, he was livid. So I can just, and like, that's the thing, like he was pissed off. So
Right.
obviously no one really pissed off that they were benched. Like now I gotta prove everybody a damn point and that I'm the best player on this team. Like I don't get that sense from anybody.
So and again, that's a problem. So for me, and which I understand, there's somebody behind them that is just as good, like Garrison.
Yeah.
You got Day'Ron Sharpe behind you.
Yeah.
You got Walker Kessler behind you. You got guys who can actually play. And even in our sense, I was the guy that took Rashad's spot, like during that time. So like, and then we had Sean go down. So like, it was just an increase of like minutes and role kind of deal. So like, I understood, but when you got somebody behind you that can hold it down just as well, or even, and mind you, Rashad McCants is by far the greatest player that I have like had the privilege of playing against.
Right.
Like he had everything. But there came times where he let certain things get in the way of doing what was best for the team.
Right.
And so coaches kind of noticed that and was like, all right, listen, all right, you sit over here because we got a guy behind you that who can do just about what you do, not in the same way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing my talents to Rashad McCants because he was on a different level talent wise. But this right here in that chest, boy, that heart.
Yeah.
Oh no. This 1-on-1 right here. Don't ever forget that.
1-on-1?
Yeah, this 1-on-1 right here. So when it came down to it, I ain't never been the most talented on any team that I've played, but ain't no joker gonna outwork me. And so that's what I did, and that's what I see a lack of. I see a lack of work.
Yeah.
Hey, again, we talk about leaking with the jump shot. We talk about like guys not knowing where they being want to be defensively, and that's work.
Yeah.
Put in the work to understand your craft. This is your craft. Yeah. I get it. They student athletes, right?
Right.
But you're spending most of your time on a computer,
and
then the rest of it is at the gym.
Yeah.
But come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, tighten up. That's simple. Tighten up.
Boy, we already talked about who will be better running the point, Caleb or RJ. I don't think you can really answer this, but essentially, why doesn't Kerwin get more burn? I thought he got pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, he got a decent amount of minutes yesterday. But again, it all comes down to who you sitting down.
Yeah.
Like so again, I think people may say you sit down Leaky Black. You sit down Leaky Black because he gives you a different dynamic. He can shoot the ball. One, Leaky gives you this leadership ability that hasn't necessarily. I pray to God that boy can tap into his potential, man.
Everybody is saying so. Last night on Clubhouse, I think you were asleep by then, but on Clubhouse, Jawad, Kenny, Brandon, and Kennedy said the exact verbatim. The moment Leaky realizes who he is going to be unstoppable. So. Right. What is it going to take for Leaky to unlock this thing that everybody in the world can see, but he's just not? It's not clicking.
Yeah, it's going to take him. It can't come from everybody else. Like I can want the best for my son.
Yeah. And
I can tell them all day, like, it's like kids, it's like, parents that got kids that they put them on the team or they buy them everything. They want them to be the greatest, like basketball player or the greatest, whatever, soccer player, baseball player. They get them and they push them. They want it more than the kid do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what you see right now. Everybody else sees the potential. And I can't speak for Leaky. I don't know for sure, but he has to find a way to tap into that potential because again, but we talked about what potential is too.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Like it's potential. That means you ain't done shit.
Yeah.
You ain't done nothing.
Yeah.
But we can see it. We can see if he can get this or if he can get that. But again, if he wants to get that, it's about the work, man. Put in the work. Put in the work. I ain't gonna lie. I hope my phone ring as soon as the season over. I pray for Lord my phone ring. I hope everybody listens to this podcast too. I hope my phone ring.
Well, I mean, the thing is, everyone feels the same. So it's not just you saying this. It's, it's multiple people, from the program who are noticing, these little things, these little details. And I don't know. Jackson John asked, how does David, as a former player, feel about the things that fans and so-called fans have been saying about Coach Williams and the program? Do you think that, fans need to kind of relax a little bit? Because, fans can be as horrible as, when Danny was horrible during the Lakers and they were wishing death on his fiance. It's beyond me. Someone went even.
But those are fans though. Like that's what fans do. That's why they're fans. That's why they're not in your program. So again, like I have people hit me off, bro. Roy need to go. Why? Because they lost a game.
Yeah.
Like he's won 3 national championships since he's been at the University of North Carolina. He's made a few Final Fours. Like stop it with that.
Yeah.
Like I get it. Like, so again, I don't agree with everything that North Carolina does right now. And I played in that system. I don't agree with everything that they do. But I also understand that the vault that is in Coach Williams' head.
Yeah.
He has a wealth of knowledge that he's forgotten more basketball than I know right now. I ain't gonna say that I will know, but that I know right now, I feel like he's forgotten more. You know what I'm saying? So, but I will say this. There has to be some type of an adjustment. There has to be a give and take. You can't continue to say, all right, I'm gonna bring these kids in and I'm gonna make their talents have to fit my system versus you making the adjustment to, and even if it's a small tweak, like we said, with Caleb Love, give him some space. And if that means you don't post your big up and you send him off to the dunker spot, guess what? Now Caleb Love got a chance to work. He can get downhill and get to the basket. He can dunk off. Now he looks more like the point guard that we saw in high school, but he's not living up to the expectation that everybody had for him coming in. You know what I'm saying? And whether that's a struggle mentally, whether that's a struggle physically, whatever the case may be, whether he's just not built for highest level of basketball, there has to be some type of give and pull to where the coach has to. My firm belief that it is a coach's job to put the player in the best position to maximize their talents and what they do best.
Yeah. So
if we know that Caleb Love isn't a Kobe White type of player, get the ball, push it, bang, 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 can score like with the best of them, one-on-one type deal. And we got to realize who Kobe played with. He played with shooters. He had Cam, he had Luke, he had Kenny. Yeah. He had people to stretch the floor. Caleb ain't got this. I'm sorry, bro. He got 2 bigs that can't shoot, a wing that can't shoot, and a guy with the remote control Bush that just, every now and then we don't know yet. We still don't know about can't get right too. We still don't know yet. But he's knocking down shots. So a couple. Like last couple games, you know what I'm saying? Again, hopefully that continues.
Don't sleep.
I feel like if you press a button, that Bush just gonna be like, I love that Bush, bro. I love it.
Here, I hope I'm saying this right. Antoine Ray says, what do you think of Leaky Black's comments of everyone not buying in as a former player that knows the system? Do you think Leaky is right?
He's absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct. In North Carolina basketball, if y'all watch the Georgia Tech game and some of the clips, like those shots were wide open. And I'm talking about wide open with jokers just staring, looking like, oh, he finna shoot that. No. And people, when people think of like being selfish, they think of, offensive.
Yeah.
Oh, you could definitely be selfish on the defensive end. And that's what we're kind of seeing. Ain't nobody giving the extra effort. Nobody's giving, oh man, he closed out, he passed it. Oh, now, I'm gonna just go try to run and contest, balls out and just run and contest. Like, ain't nobody doing that. Like, jokers is just sitting there watching people shoot, and they knocking them down every single game.
And Damian C. East asks, our box set where two post players start at the foul line and the guard chooses a side. Does David think that it would benefit the team to have one post player and a wing in that position? Many fans are concerned about the spacing. Could tweaking this set so that a wing guy could catch and create if need be a solution to spacing the floor and keep the defense honest? All the main options would be there, except a wing guy could still handle the ball of the point, or if the point guard doesn't get the ball back, or they could be open for a nice backdoor if explosive, like David was at the three.
So yes, I do agree with that. But again, these are the sets that North Carolina has been running since
time.
The beginning of time.
Yeah.
So like and that's not an exaggeration. Like, these are really the same exact sets. So and again, we've won with these sets. But again, think about when North Carolina has been the most successful. So again, you got two bigs at my senior year. It was me and Tyler. And most of the time when we popped, they came to my side. So yeah, I'm the guy making the decision now. So it's a little bit different versus having, let's say, Tyler and Sean May.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Two bigs who are, now mind you, both of them could handle the ball a little bit. Sean probably a little bit more than Tyler, but having them out on the perimeter isn't necessarily what you want. You put a guy like me in that position, a guy like Theo, a guy like Luke May, that can kind of handle the ball, versatile, that kind of deal. Now it looks different. You see what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily that like you change it completely and say, hey, yeah, let's put a wing right there. But for this particular UNC team, that is an adjustment that could be made. You see what I'm saying? So, and again, those are the type things that we're talking about, making those small adjustments in order to be able to critique what you do to the talent that you have.
Okay, and this question is from Joya, and she and her husband ask you, why does Roy favor playing his older players or his senior players even when they aren't producing?
Joya, my lady. Honestly, it's because of the experience. I think that it's almost like when coach like doesn't call a timeout when a team is on a big run kind of deal. It's because he expects them to be able to work through it. And that's kind of what you earn that at the University of North Carolina by, like, even if you aren't producing, you kind of earn a little bit of a longer leash because of your experience on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like you are proven. Like Leaky is proven on this level to a certain degree. Now it may not be as a scorer, but it is as a guy that, you know, can be a very good glue guy, a lot of potential to be something bigger. So I think that's kind of where fans kind of lose the perspective, because there are times where, yeah, like as a fan, you may not like the decision, but internally as a staff, like they see practice every day.
Yeah.
Like, and practice matters, like in college basketball. So like what you're doing on the practice floor, if that can hopefully correlate to what's happening during the games, then I think that's another reason why some of the coaches kind of, or why Coach Williams kind of favors like that experience of older guys versus playing younger guys.
This is from DJ from Tennessee. He says, why do you think UNC, oh no, I'm sorry, not why, but do you think UNC, sorry, come back here. Do you think the UNC offense is outdated with the way today's game is being played, or are the players just not executing?
Well, I'll say this. It's it's a little bit of both, but I don't want to call anything outdated.
Yeah.
And the reason why, because again, North Carolina has run the same thing for years, and it works. If they run second, if they execute secondary break, nobody can stop it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there are options in it to where, okay, if you do this, I got this. If you don't do this, I got this. You see what I'm saying? So, but the problem is North Carolina doesn't necessarily get to secondary break often. So, because again, they aren't getting out pushing the ball. They're getting the ball out of the net, and they having to walk, not really walk the ball up the floor, but the pace of play isn't to North Carolina's liking or what it has been over the past few years. So I don't want to call the system outdated, but I will say players have to definitely execute better. So I'll say it is a little bit of both when it comes to that question.
And lastly, from Chris Furr, hope I'm saying this right. He asked, who's the leader of this team? Is some of what we're seeing due to a lack of leadership?
Absolutely. And it's absolutely that. And if you listen to Garrison's post-game comments, he talked about, sitting down and talking with coach and, can I do better? Yes, I can, because I know I can do better, and coach knows I can do better. And I even say it myself that I can do better.
Yeah.
No, that's gotta be.
Yeah.
That's gotta be. I'm doing everything I can for this team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm doing everything I can for this team. Like, it can't be 9 games into your senior season and you're saying, nah, so I get him saying that he can do better as far as, playing. Like, everybody thinks they can do better as far as the play is concerned. But as far as the leadership and what you bring to the table,
yeah,
that's got to be there every single day, whether that's holding guys accountable, whether that's understanding how you lead, how to coach, or how to speak to each individual player. Because I might be able to yell at Leaky, hey, man, come on, man, what you doing? Get back on defense. Where I might have to tell Day'Ron, hey, man, hey, look, I need you to get back on defense, big fella. We need you at the rim. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're like, Garrison has to, and so as I'm talking about Garrison, of course, I think he should be the leader of this team.
Yeah.
And right now, I don't want to say he's failing at that, but he isn't doing a good enough job right now. And it's not because of the wins and the losses. It's not because of the wins and the losses. It is absolutely because of how they are playing. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he can lead and get them to play better, and they can still lose.
Mm-hmm.
But then we're not questioning the leadership. So, like, people don't get it. I don't want people or fans to get it confused with, because, like, and saying, like, yeah, he's not a leader because we're not winning.
Yeah.
He could be a bad leader and they won and they could be undefeated.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But I absolutely think that Garrison is the leader of this team. Although I also still think that we only gonna go as far as Leaky Black. So whether you want to call them a two-headed monster as far as leadership is concerned, you could do that. But for me, Garrison Brooks is the leader of this team, and Leaky is the Robin to his Batman, so to speak, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. All right. So before we wrap up the podcast, David has no idea. I won't even ask him this, but your favorite. No, it's not.
What you got going over there? What you got going?
No. So the new year is tomorrow, and I just wanted to know, like, before we head into 2021, I wanted to recap our 2020, because for the last couple of months, since quarantine, we've since going March about, we've
March, around March.
An amazing 2020. And I just wanted to see, what was some of your highlights? Who was your favorite guest? And, what are you looking for in our podcast in 2021?
Hey, I like that. It's crazy because, like, we were able to flourish during this pandemic. Like, people weren't as busy, they couldn't go nowhere. So So we were able to provide a platform and a content for people to, kind of buy into and listen to while they were doing nothing. Yeah. And our fan base has grown. People are giving their comments and feedback. So like you ain't lying. 2020 was for the player and the fan is probably, I would say, our defining year.
Yeah.
So and when you look back on all of the guests that we had on, from Danny Green to Marvin Williams to Jackie Manuel, Jawad Williams, Kenny Williams, who?
Joel Berry.
Yeah, Joel Berry. Like, we need to can't get right on here. We need to get.
Well, you know what? I will work on Kenny. So after the Miami game, I'm sure he'll be up here. I would definitely get Kenny up here after the Miami game. So the 6th, I'm gonna have Kenny up here. Whatever I got.
Absolutely, there's my guy. I mean, even guys like B-Dot, Brandon Childress, like Trent Forrest, like we've had some really great guests. George Lynch, like we had, like we had George Lynch on the joint. Like that's. Like, so I'm super excited for the direction that the player and the fan is taking. And we just thank everybody for their support. We got sponsors. Yeah. Like that's crazy. Like it's something that, again, it was an idea that we had, and we was like, bump it, let's do it. And again, can't thank you enough for all of the work that you put in behind the scenes to do what you do with this podcast, yo. So I truly appreciate you, and thank you for choosing me as the guy to, run this show with. So definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, it's been absolutely insane, because we have gone from, just a few listens to having 1,000 listeners a week. And that still just blows my mind, to have 1,000 in a week. And it's just been a privilege. If you haven't even been on my Instagram, and I think I've said this story before on the podcast, but I've known David since I was like 13, like 8th grade. And it's crazy to know that I've known this person like literally half my life, and to be able to just pick your brain and to become a better, not only a better just friend, like the advice as a mentor that you give me, but a better reporter, to know how to ask proper questions, to know how to make sure that whenever I speak to players, that there's a level of respect there, and to know, the things that players expect from reporters, because I know a lot of reporters kind of miss that gap. So like in every aspect, from the podcast to, my individual career, has been just amplified because of you. And this podcast is literally, let me tell you, I don't do anything consistently. Like this stuff just falls by the wayside. Like I will have a million things on my to-do list, but this podcast is the one thing that I literally look forward to every single week, because I love what I do. I've been a Carolina fan since as long as I can remember, and it's just an honor to really be a fan and to just talk basketball, and to have fans come on and talk to you. It's just, I love it. So 2021, if we had Danny Green, and I'm expecting Michael Jordan next year.
Hey, we can make that happen. I got MJ on the cell. I can call her.
I mean, it can't get any better. And I'm gonna bring Kenny on.
We can't get right on here.
I'm calling him. You don't know if I am off the Kenny train. I told him in Clubhouse, what happened? Oh, so he came on the Clubhouse, and it was because of Brian. And I told Kenny, I was like, I'm off the Kenny train. I'm no longer the conductor. I take off my president fan club hat. So you know what?
Yeah, that's the way it be sometimes, and that's why you can't get right.
Yes, exactly.
Can't get right number one, because we can't get right number two.
No, Carmen's gonna win. You just wait.
Look,
it was funny when on Clubhouse, whenever you called over, he just He's so excited. He was the cutest thing in the world.
Like, he just responded. What's happening? Yeah.
That's the best part of like being able to like know y'all individually. Seeing y'all's brotherhood is just because I think like, my God, stop calling him that. But he just was like,
that's my guy, man. Like, it's a term of endearment for real. Yeah. Because and being all serious, like with Kenny, yo, like I watched him grow. Like I can remember pulling him and Luke aside their freshman year and was just like, hey, listen, like y'all can be something special here. Mm-hmm. Keep doing what you're doing though. Just keep doing what you're doing. And at that point, I don't think Kenny had made a shot. Like I ain't talking about a three. He hadn't made nothing. But I saw his work ethic, and I saw how much he wanted it, and I saw how much he sacrificed his particular game in order for himself to fit in North Carolina system. Yeah. And that was and it reminded me of myself and a lot of other people who have come along that North Carolina journey who were something else in high school. Yeah. And they came to North Carolina and they adapted their role to who they were as a player to become what was best for the team. And that's what Kenny did. And like all respect to Kenny for real on the highest level. But at the end of the day, he still can't get right to me.
Well, that is a wrap. Carolina plays Miami at Miami Tuesday, January 5th. At 8 p.m. on ESPN. And like David said, that's not going to be a cakewalk for them because guess who Miami just beat?
Who they just beat?
No, they didn't.
No.
They had them right.
No, but it came down to the wire. They were down 20 at one point and came all the way back. Like I watched that game. Like it was a really good game. And then, like at the end, my man had a 3 to win it, and that thing rimmed out. Like so, they almost won that game, but yeah, it's one of those things where like Miami ain't no cakewalk for sure. Yeah, them bums play. They got Florida State on the second too.
If they play. You know what? I was actually really surprised when Duke's women opted out for the season. Bruh.
Did they?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Hold on. Let me double check. I'm like 99% sure. Duke's. Let me hold on. Y'all, I'm Googling. Yeah. Yeah, they canceled the remainder of the season. It happened on the Christmas Day. That was the Christmas Day.
That's crazy.
They canceled the season, and I was shocked. So this is from Duke's website. The Blue Devils had play blah 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 blah. So they paused it on December 16th due to COVID-19 positive cases and precautionary contact tracing measures among individuals within the travel party. So I feel bad for Coach Lawson because it was her first year. She only played 4 games, but
I am a Kara Lawson fan. Like I just so hate that she went to Duke, bro. I was like, no, yay, but no, yeah, okay, yay. Like, I'm a huge fan of hers, but as a commentator, as a player, like I was a huge fan. I watch women's basketball like all the time, but like it's like for when she took that job, I was excited for her, but I was like, dang, now I got to root against you. Yeah, but I ain't gonna root against her. Like I'm gonna root against them. Them, right? Yeah. There you go.
That's just.
I root against anything Dookie. Anything that you bums do. I don't care if it's ping pong. I hope you jokers get smashed on.
Why I got you on that topic? There was actually Stephen Amos actually said, "Can David make another video sipping fruit punch when we beat Duke again this year?"
Right, man. Look. I made that prediction early in the season. Then I said, bro, we gonna sweep them bums. I don't know. I don't feel so good about that.
I was about to say, you want to change that?
Dang, man, we might split now.
Yeah.
But hopefully, we get it together. That's why I'm glad we're taking these L's now.
Yeah.
Because early in the season, we take the L's now, and then we get on the run going into, because you want to be playing your best basketball in February.
Yeah.
Best basketball right into January, February is where we need to be playing our best basketball. That's where we need to be. So hopefully can't get right number 2, start making some shots as he has been. Leaky Black, he rev up that train that everybody trying to jump on. Choo, choo. And then Playtech, he kind of get back to what he was doing.
Yeah.
And G just be the ACC, and Caleb and RJ. I gotta name everybody.
You do.
Golly, bro. Hey, man. They got to do better, and they will. They will.
You know what's funny about you calling Kerwin can't get right too? That he wears Kenny's number. That's
bro, he do. He not the number 24. Remember when Kenny first got there, he had the remote control Bush too.
He did.
He did. He looked just like Kenny out there, don't he? I said, hey, he got to hit the button on that remote control Bush. Retract that.
Cannot.
Man.
All right. Well, yeah, that's a wrap. That is it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, this Saturday, the 2nd, it's gonna be a lot of good games.
Who's playing on the 2nd?
A lot of good games. Shoot, Virginia play Virginia Tech, Kansas play Texas, Creighton play Providence.
Yay, basketball.
Duke play Florida State.
That's all.
Excuse me. Them Donkey Stains play Florida State.
Lord.
And then the number 1 team in America,
yeah,
Gonzaga. Bro, they look flawless, bro. They look flawless.
No, makes sense.
They look flawless, but we're gonna see. But
a lot of ranked
anyway,
teams playing Saturday.
You said what?
It's a lot of ranked teams playing Saturday.
Yeah.
That Kansas-Texas game gonna be really good.
It is. The kid Bryce Thompson is down there. He ain't playing as well as I thought he would play.
No, that 4:00 Virginia Tech Virginia game. I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all. We holla.